All right, welcome to Pump Fake Pod for going over Thursday, March 7th picks and previews along with conference tournaments. We got day hoops back. We got 4 games before 3 Central Time. Like, this is a miracle. Um, we've, I feel like we've been, what's the word I'm looking for? Robbed of day hoops this year. I feel like we haven't gotten any. I feel like I can count on one hand the amount of day hoops days we've gotten this year.
I think that's like a couple years now. I don't know if COVID killed that, but I always remember 4 or 5 years back of a random 4 o'clock game and conference play. And I know they tune down in conference play normally, but let's fix this scheduling. And on a random Tuesday, I want to see more 2 o'clock games and even 12 o'clock games. It's the best. I get maybe a 12 o'clock game as it's early, but come on, every once in a while it's perfect. Make a random holiday at a CVB. I think the NCAA needs a permanent scheduler, and they need to be fans, just like how like Madden players can be coaches. I'm telling you, these fans can make a good schedule every year and make it happen. I know that it's on to the schools and what they, sign up for and schedule out years in advance, but the timing always isn't like that. Get the NCAA a scheduling assistant or a scheduling team, make it happen.
Yeah, and those fans got to be degenerates too, just because they know the importance of day hoops to get you through the workday and everything else. So, yeah, we got to fix that NCAA. This can't happen again. This was a travesty of a year. Honestly, it threw my whole year off because I'm used to day hoops and I didn't have it, so you don't get warmed up in time. Just I blame the NCAA for the shitty year I've been having. It's all their fault. But I guess
NCAA. They're a good scapegoat.
Exactly, they're easy. All right. Any conferences you are looking forward to or want to highlight for tomorrow? I know we got Horizon and Patriot League you had mentioned and some other schools.
Yeah, so just recapping, Big South kicked off, Radford, USC Upstate. That was a absolute snooze fest, but 67-60 final score. So Radford will go on to High Point and try to cause an upset, which they were a disappointing year. They've had a good couple years as a program, so disappointing there. But the Big South will be paused tomorrow since I'll focus on the day games. We got the Horizon League kicking back up, so 4 games there. We have the Ohio Valley continuing with 2 games. One of them's finishing up currently right now. Eastern Illinois is getting drilled right now, 39-22 by SIU Edwardsville. And then you got the Patriot League continuing. So there's a good amount of games there. And the Sun Belt also a few games for the teams that are on a bye. So this is when it really picks up. There's going to be tons of conference games on Friday as well. And then we got 2 more starting tomorrow. Pretty good conferences. The West Coast Conference, which if you've seen our Twitter, we're going back and forth. We don't like this bracket. We don't like this bracket. I get maybe a bye, like this, how the Sun Belt does it, whatever. It's a big conference, but when there's only 8-10 teams, I'm not a big fan of these bye games, especially like how the Ohio Valley does it. And then we got one of the best tournaments of them all, like we talked about. Arch Madness starts tomorrow. Missouri Valley Conference goes to St. Louis to do their annual Fun Fest. We hope it's a 2-bid league. We got a political action committee for a Missouri Valley 2-bid league. Drake, Indiana State. Hell, even if Bradley sneaks in, I think Indiana State deserves it this year. I'd love to see them in regardless as an at-large. If they go to Dayton, that would be one scary team if they go to Dayton. But unfortunately, I don't think that happens if they don't win the conference. It's an absolute travesty, again, by the NCAA. So I don't know if money talks in this one. I don't know what it is, but Drake deserves it. Indiana State deserves it as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Missouri Valley really got crazy at the end there. I mean, Drake swept Bradley. Indiana State lost to Drake at home. I think they got swept by Drake too, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Drake's had a hell of a season. So, I personally don't hate look at just said their name. Drake. They've been rolling
Northern
right now. I think
Iowa?
I saw. No. Drake. I like how Drake's looked lately. They've been
Oh yeah,
winning games, and they're
They're
you
deep.
know they swept two of the best teams. I believe they swept Indiana State. I'm not sure, but I know they swept Drake or Bradley. So, yeah.
Drake's a
Granted, you can say
well-oiled machine.
yeah.
I think they made it last year, I believe, yeah, or 2 years ago. I know they played IU. Yeah, they're a well-oiled machine, a solid team. Come on, man. Robbie Avila deserves his one shining moment little snippet. If they can steal a game too in March, that'd be amazing. But Robbie Avila deserves that one shining moment, just him panning to him, maybe running up the court or something, or even I don't want to see him crying or anything, but yeah, show a happy Robbie Avila on one shining moment. He deserves it. Get it there.
Absolutely. Tyler's in the chat. What's going on, Tyler? Glad to see you
What up,
here.
Tyler? Salute.
Salukis 22-1, huh? I haven't actually
Not a bad-
fully looked
22
at
is
all
not
the
a
rest of these odds.
bad look. I love this Southern Illinois team. I did at least early on in the year, and then there was this chance where I would bet on them, and they'd be up like 20 at half, and then they'd blow their cover. I didn't get it, but this all bets are off on a neutral site court. So yeah, I like that look for a random upset more than like Northern Iowa, and more of those middle pack teams for sure. So yeah,
Yeah,
anything
Xavier Johnson. That's
dog.
really all. I mean, key to March is guards, and they have one of the best guards, if not the best guard in the conference. So I mean, he can take them places, and like we were talking 2 days ago, if you got Southern Illinois 22-1, and they find themselves in the semifinals or whatnot, you got hedgeability if you wanted to do that too. So I actually don't hate that look, Tyler. It's a nice look. Yeah, Xavier Johnson, he's a fucking.
I hate to glaze Purdue here, but Lance Jones, man, Southern Illinois, 4 years at Southern Illinois. He's playing his grad year at Purdue. That guy's the missing piece for that team that they needed. I know Braden Smith developed, but yeah, I mean, if Southern Illinois, they still had him, but that little wow factor he added to Purdue's lineup of another consistent player. Yes, Braden Smith developed, but Lance Jones was a missing piece for that Purdue team that I think can propel them to actually make a run in March, but I got to believe it to see it. But yeah, I love Southern Illinois. They've always been a good program, and Matt Painter's school.
Yep.
However,
I saw somebody say yesterday.
We hit on our 2-team money line parlay. I almost put in Ole Miss. Thank God I didn't put in Ole Miss.
Thank God.
They lost by 1.
Man,
kind of in that game.
What a sad team this year, especially with Chris Beard at the helm, and you got a 7'5" guy down low. Should be dominating. I get he's a little twiggy, he's a little scrawny, but still, he's 7'5", man. You should be grabbing everything that comes off the rim.
They'll be good.
He's taller than Edey.
They'll be good though. 20-win season for Ole Miss is solid. They haven't done that since like Marshall Henderson days. So yeah, I think it's improvements. Chris Beard comeback story, but good job,
coach of the year.
Middle Tennessee State plus 5.5 was a no sweat, and then Purdue really came back. I kept taking them live at basketball in the second half. It took them like twice, so one of those you go all in for.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Southern Illinois, Illinois, Chicago, and then they got Bradley, and then I'm going to assume Drake. So yeah, they got a tough draw, but regardless, I mean, Bradley kind of slumped down the end of the season a little bit too. I mean, I'm trying to pull up their chart here. I mean, they lost.
Bradley beat Indiana State, I'm pretty sure, at the beginning. That was like one of Indiana State's first losses in the Missouri Valley.
They lost to Indiana State.
They lost to him a second time, but like early on in the year. I think it was like even in December. Like one of those, they play like a
no, they lost to him twice. They lost twice to him. 85-77 and 95-86.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
But regardless, I mean, down the stretch here, they finished 4-4. So they started conference play hot, and then they just kind of hit a slog. But I mean, losing to Drake, like we talked about, they're a good team. But yeah, I mean, still, yeah, like Tyler had said, if they were on the Indiana State, I'd probably like it better just because Indiana State's a little overhyped and they've kind of looked a little suspect as of late. Also, since they got ranked, they haven't been the same team. So,
yeah, 26-5, 25-6. Come on, I don't care if they're in a mid-major. That deserves to both get in at large. You win 25 games, you almost deserve to get in. Don't give a shit.
They should have beaten Michigan State too. I mean, Avila came back in and it kind of changed up the whole flow of the game from what they were doing and working. So they had Michigan State on the ropes. That game was closer than the final score was. But
I don't trust Belmont either, and I don't trust Northern Iowa. So I mean, Southern Illinois had a great season. They were one game away from 20 wins as well. So I mean, look at that, 6 teams almost in 20 wins. I love the Missouri Valley. Nothing better.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun conference. Yeah. Yeah, Horizon. I sprinkled just a little 15th of a unit on Green Bay, 12-1. Noah Reynolds is back. He's top 30 player in the country. I mean, when he's on. He can take over a game. So they'll have Milwaukee. I believe they've lost to Milwaukee twice. So, I mean, tough to beat a team 3 times. But I still just Noah Reynolds. He had that stretch where he was just on fire, and then he got hurt, and they've just been kind of slumping games. They beat Youngstown as 10-point dogs, and then lost again in Northern Kentucky. But that was a 1-point game. After getting blown up by 20, they had the lead and kind of fell apart there late. But yeah, Milwaukee, they have, I believe they're 1-1 against Milwaukee. So it'll be interesting. I might go to that game tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let me look that up right quick because I have the
Horizon reseeds, but it's semifinals at a neutral site. They play at IUPUI's stadium, Indiana Farm Coliseum. It's there won't be many people there, but they do reseed. I'm pretty sure for like home and away, if that even matters.
Yeah, because the winners now, Green Bay has the highest remaining seed, which is Milwaukee.
Yeah, they got Milwaukee. You're talking about for quarterfinals? Yeah, so they got Milwaukee, and then IPFW goes to Oakland. Yeah.
Which I think Oakland's. Tyler, boom. I think Oakland's on upset watch.
Yeah.
They have not been the same team this year as they normally are. They
love Greg Kampe. Love Oakland. They've been fun.
40 years at Oakland.
And IPFW is playing good ball. They kind of fell flat in the second half. I was on their team total over. It hit by the hook, but they had 46 in the first half. So I think IPFW, if they can run up the score on Oakland, that's going to be how they win this game. I mean, they got to control the pace. Oakland does a good job of controlling the pace really well, like one of those kind of good half-court teams, but I don't know. I think IPFW with that value is solid. Damn. I would say even too. I trust Youngstown State more as a favorite than Oakland in that conference. Personally, they got a little redemption since they kind of ran out yesterday. I wouldn't bet the future. I think it's too low right now. I know it's in like the
10-1. I just looked. I was right when he said that. I was like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't grab IPFW because when I did this bracket originally. Before my brain I had it all fucked up, but I had IPFW versus Green Bay in the final anyway. I mean, they've been playing great. Oakland suspect, and then who is the other team that they would have to potentially play here?
You talking about Green Bay?
Youngstown. It would have to be, I would assume, Youngstown.
I think they're the favorite to win it, even over Oakland as the one seed, though. I think they're the best team in the conference, but
they've looked fishy at times.
Yeah, they do.
When you lose at home and give up 85 to a Green Bay team that didn't have Noah Reynolds,
it could be a Green Bay IPFW matchup.
Dude, it could be. And if you got, I mean, I know it's a tough price. Tyler got the best of it at 18-1, but 10-1, and then they got to beat Oakland, and then you'll have them. They'll have to beat Wrightstown. Youngstown State.
I don't think Cleveland State beats Youngstown State. I mean, anything can happen. No. Cleveland State's a solid team. I don't think they beat Youngstown. I think IPFW is definitely live versus Oakland straight up tomorrow.
I think it's a semi-chalky tournament minus Oakland.
And I don't think Northern Kentucky upsets Wright State tomorrow. I mean, it's not really an upset. It's 4-5.
You don't think so?
But
I think they do. I
think
think they play enough
Wright
defense
State
to slow them down, and on a. Oh no, it is at Wright State, but I still
it's
think
not
they
Wright
play
State.
enough.
But I mean, I'm kind of square for thinking Wright State. They're 7.5 favorites. I'm not laying 7.5, but I just think Wright State gets it done. You see Wright State, Youngstown State, IPFW, and then I believe in your Green Bay. I mean, dude, this is the Green Bay team that is at the bottom of the magazine previews. They're bottom at the preseason previews every year because they're a laughing stock. This is their time. Resch Center's got to pull out.
They're playing at the Crest Center tomorrow. No.
No, they hit a 3.
No, it bounced off about 3 times. Cash that New Mexico first half. Let's go.
Oh fuck, you're way ahead of me. I got 20 seconds left. Oh god.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh my god, it was way up in the air. Holy cow. Oh,
all right, cool. I do not want to be sweating out fucking 18 on this game because Fresno looks a little feisty.
Yeah, they were feisty against Nevada late.
All right, cool. All right, now I don't have to be sweating that out. But yeah, so I think Tyler's got it right too. IPFW and Green Bay are probably the 2 that I would want locked up in this.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, easily. There's no much value in Oakland and Youngstown State, and yeah, we called a Horizon upset a few shows ago too. This is where the upsets happen on the Horizon.
Mm-hmm. And just the fact of Noah Reynolds being back. I know I'm a little biased because I'm a Green Bay fan, but he's a legitimate top 30 offensive player in the country, according to Ken Pom too. I know he's been hurt a little bit lately, but in practice, I was watching videos. He's cutting, he's making jumpers. He's doing everything. So
let's remember
they'll be fine.
That. Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought you
were
cutting out.
No, you're good.
Am I good?
So yeah, I think it'll be fine. And then Milwaukee, I think is going to be the big test. They interstate rivalry. BJ Freeman can just take over a game. So it'd be awesome to watch a BJ Freeman versus Noah Reynolds show where Green Bay comes out on top. But we will find out. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Green Bay. They need to realize that what they're coming back to and rising up with the Phoenix, and they got all this world. They got the whole world in their hands. Don't blow it, Green Bay. I'm rooting for you guys and PFW. And let's remember that PFW, they're a top 30 scoring team in the country, not just the low. I mean, they're in the country, so they can run. And what we saw early in the season, they're kind of emulating late in the season, and they're hot right now. So carry that onward. Screw the home field advantage. Oakland cannot be that hype. I'm sorry, like no disrespect to the Horizon League fan base, but we'll see. I mean, I don't want to discredit Oakland. They do have a good fan base, so I don't know if the home court advantage is necessarily the big factor, and even in conference play. These kids are playing for their lives. They don't want to become insurance salesmen. They don't want to become whatever. They want to go dancing.
Yep. Yeah, Horizon's always fun, and it's not going to disappoint this year. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Tyler, I saw videos. He's there's some local beat reporter who had some videos. He's making cuts. He's running up and down the floor, making jumpers, attacking. So I think he'll be pretty solid. Even if he's at 90%, that's better than some guys at 100%. So when you at least got him out there who can dribble and handle the ball with Foster, Wonders, Clarence Cumming, Dave Douglas, Eli Jones. Byrie can even step out and hit threes. So if he's hitting, that's going to really force the big man in the center to come out and open up the paint a little bit. So, and Noah Reynolds loves to draw the ball and draw contact. So I think it'll be a fun game. This tournament's going to be fucking awesome. Can't wait for it.
You gotta go. And in the season,
I got to get out of work.
They split the season 1-1. So this is for bragging.
I don't think Noah Reynolds played the second game. So
no, they didn't. They got absolutely spanked without him.
I guess real quick, I know Tyler is on the over in the Hawaii game tonight. Do you have anything in this Hawaii game that you're kind of looking at maybe?
No, I was gonna ask you because I just been
kind of like Hawaii at home.
I've just been betting the live totals lately, and a few pre-flop, but I've been really focusing on just the conference games. I mean, I'd bet the over. Is Northridge an overplay?
Tyler's on the over. I know. CSUN is 12-3 on the road against the spread. Hawaii is 5-10 at home.
I mean, I like Hawaii.
Hawaii's on 8.
I'll take the over.
CSUN won by 10 earlier this year, and now Hawaii's laying 8.
I'll take the over. I'll take the first half over even too. What's that at? Probably
What's
like
Hawaii's
70.
team total. 70 minus 130. Damn.
You can't like alt it or
No, not on offshore. I can't. I get what I get. I can.
That was me in Florida. That was me in
Yeah,
Florida
that
back
sucks.
on the offshore last week.
Northridge plays with pace. Yeah. And,
Tyler, are you on the 145? I'll take the 145. I'm sure you might have gotten a little earlier. Probably jumped one or two.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving up 79, 89, 60, 66, 87. You know, they can give up points, and Hawaii can splat threes.
68.5 over first half, too. Well, first half sweat, too. I love those.
Man, I hate first half sweats just because. But I played, I went with Hawaii tonight.
It just happened so quick, It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Hawaii. Hawaii can crash the defensive glass. So they can kind of take possessions away.
Yeah. Let's just
Man,
ride.
Hawaii gets Oh, here we go. Hawaii gives up almost 60% of points inside. CSUN 58% of their points.
Let's ride with T-Mac, and that's our first bet of March 7th games coming up.
There we go. Over 146.
There's our first preview. March 7th is technically a March 7th game. So.
All right, let's ride to Tyler. 146. Love any night in Honolulu.
I got 145.
Nice. There we go.
Score.
Yeah, fucking Wisconsin. All right, you might as well. We should just hop into it tomorrow, or you got something else?
No, let's definitely hop into it for tomorrow. I don't have anything else other than I have a ton of stuff I can say, but let's save everybody the old man soapbox. Georgia Southern, South Alabama. We got 12:30 Eastern basketball, 11:30 Central for my guy over there, Trev.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
We got Sun Belt 8 versus 9. These teams have not played yet in the conference tournament, so they're new to the neutral site. South Alabama minus 2.5 only against this 8-23 Georgia Southern. Is that line stinky to you?
A little bit. Well, Covers doesn't have these early games listed for tomorrow. Just a heads up.
That's okay, but I will say this: Georgia Southern's been playing good ball. They're not a team that's, South Alabama doesn't need to be laying 5.5, 6.5, or anything like that, right? And they've only lost to James Madison by 7. There's an advantage for Georgia Southern.
6. They played them a week later and lost by 6. So
yeah, and they were in that game. So, like on paper, I want to take South Alabama, but I kind of want to dive into the stink maybe and take Georgia Southern plus money at 12:30. I know they're 8-23, but I don't know. This is when upsets happen, man. An 8 versus 9 seed isn't a huge jump. South Alabama is a good team, though. They're 16-15, so tough to not back them. They beat Georgia Southern 78-65 in early February, and then they've only played them once, so that's the only time they've played. Obviously, just said that, and yeah, so this will be their second matchup. Not really a huge rivalry or anything, but where Georgia Southern can win is the 3-point field goals. That's where and 3-point attempts. But they kind of live and die by the 3, so it is a super, super bet. I can see this line jumping a little bit in South Alabama's favor. So if you like South Alabama, take them now. But I don't know. I kind of like Georgia Southern maybe to get it done. on the short spread. That was kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean Georgia Southern's they're shooting better than they have been. The last 3 games, they got a 51% effective field goal versus 48. And like we're looking at here, I just lost where I was. I just had them pulled up. Where they go? I'll just go through here, but their games have been tight. If you look at their most recent games here too, winners of 3 of 4, lost to James Madison back to back within a week by 6 and 7 points, home and road. Coastal Carolina was a 7-point road loss. Buffalo, pretty bad loss to lose to Buffalo. That was a 1-point game. I mean, South Alabama, they just lost to by 13 on the road. App State 1 point loss. I mean, and then App State 10-point road loss. I mean, they've played teams tough. They're not getting like their doors blown off every game, and it looks like they're kind of putting it together here lately. South Alabama, I mean, Louisiana Monroe, Southern Miss without Curbelo. You can argue Curbelo made that team better. As funny as he is, and the character he is, they've missed him when he's gone, but they've beaten them. Georgia Southern, they beat by 13 again. Just their wins haven't been impressive. It looks more impressive for Georgia Southern that they've actually kind of like turned a corner. Like they were getting their doors blown off. They'd win and lose. Now they play teams tough. Like the last month of the season here, they play teams tough. They haven't gotten rocked the one game against South Alabama. So you could look at this as a little special revenge game. They've handed them the worst loss they've had since February 1st. So this is going to be a little revenge spot. I know South Alabama made a run last year, but they don't rebound at all this year either. So I kind of like Georgia Southern with the points here. And that spread, 1.5 kind of.
The whole world is going to be
2.5.
The whole world is going to be on South Alabama.
For how many people, however many people are voting or betting a fucking Sunbelt game.
And like, obviously, like, I mean, I haven't bet it yet, but I probably will. I think I'm just going to take Georgia Southern on the money line, like a little sprinkle. This is one game I want to point out that, overs can happen. They don't always happen in these conference tournaments, but, these two teams don't really defend the ball at all. They don't defend well on both sides. So I think maybe an over's live there too. Are we overthinking that? But I don't know. I want to trust my gut with Georgia Southern. It's one of those gut kind of plays. South Alabama is by far the better team, but Georgia Southern's kind of playing good ball. Some random stuff can happen. Yep, the public's all over Southern Alabama already. It looks like too from my splits. Sometimes you don't know what the hell splits are.
Yeah, it all varies off whatever.
But it looks like South Alabama's on it because I mean I agree. When I saw it, I was like, oh, South Alabama for sure. And then I kind of sat back and I was like, wait a second, I don't know. I feel like this is stinky. So let's back the underdogs at the noon slate. Yeah. If we get blown out of the gym, oh well, we were hunting for plus money. So.
Yep. And I see -2.5 juice right now, so it could tip to 3, maybe even more. So I'm gonna hold off on this. The winner of this game's got App State on deck, so I think App State's gonna smoke them, and then they'll be potential upset. They haven't played as dominant lately, but I don't think the winner of these teams are going to upset App State and make a run at all. I mean, Georgia Southern, I would argue, had the best chance just because they've played tough and then they figured it out lately. But being realistic here, neither of these teams are beating App State. So I was going to see what the path was and maybe look at grabbing something outlandish for a little future, like a 50-1 or something, if they had a potential path, but there's no chance.
I'm the square that likes James Madison to win the Sun Belt, but I think it's going to be App State or James Madison. I don't foresee too crazy going on. I think UL Lafayette would have to upset App State, depending how the bracket goes. But I would love to see an App State James Madison. But I feel like App State though does have an advantage with the way they play. They play James Madison in the championship. But yeah, we can move on from the early Sun Belt game if you want to talk about the the next one at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock your time. You're gonna be eating some Jersey Mike's for lunch or something. And you're gonna be like sitting in the back. It's a great day tomorrow. It's a great day. It's like it's November again. Feels amazing.
Yeah, I'll be dicking around at work watching this game. I'll find a way to be sitting there.
I mean, that's why I think November. I'll always say this and say this every episode. November is the best time to watch sports. We got so many sports on. They know you're with family. It's Thanksgiving. They're just feeding you sports. And you got like 5, 6 different sports on. But I'll always argue November, December, and then we got daytime basketball. But I like another upset here maybe too. I have not bet this. I feel a little more confident in it, but I think Missouri State gets it done as well too. They're a team I hate betting on because they just are so slow with the ball and sometimes tough to watch. So their unders have been really nice in first half unders. But I don't trust this Murray State team. I don't at all. And Missouri's not far from St. Louis. Missouri State's not far from St. Louis. Murray State's traveling a little bit more. Murray State's got to get welcomed into the Missouri Valley Conference.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you're looking up at how Missouri State has finished, or I'm sorry, yeah, if you're looking up at how Murray State is finished, sorry, Drake, they got blown up by 23. Southern Illinois was an 8-point road loss. Or 4 points, sorry. They beat Valparaiso, but Belmont dismantled them. Indiana State rocked them. Missouri State, they beat by 10, 3 points at home against Evansville. They've kind of been rocky too. Missouri State obviously has been rocky as well, but they just had it. They're coming off a 10-point win. They've played teams tough. Illinois State, 1-point loss. Belmont was 15. Bradley, I guess. Indiana State was a 2-point loss. I mean, both of these teams suck. I don't want any part of this game. I'd much rather back Georgia Southern versus Southern Alabama instead on an early slate here. But, I mean, it'll be fun. Missouri State can play some defense. They don't foul. They grab rebounds on offense. They limit you inside. Where they can get killed is the 3-ball. So if Murray State can connect on some 3-balls, make it rain somehow, they'll be live, but they don't shoot the 3. They love to attack inside, which is where, Missouri State defense kind of, quote unquote, is their strength, as much as you could say. So I really wouldn't want any part of this one. I'd rather have Georgia Southern, but I do lean Missouri State in this one a little bit.
Yep, same here. Well, you just keep going through them then. Yeah, Coastal Carolina, UL Lafayette. That's a gross line. UL Lafayette.
Yeah, 12.5.
I'm not betting this one, but UL Lafayette wins for sure. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Coastal Carolina, they got one of those fresh legs. They've played in the Sun Belt neutral site already, UL Lafayette's getting used to it. Maybe Coastal Carolina plays tough. I just hate laying that many points in a conference tournament, like you saw with Merrimack and LIU tonight, right? In the NEC, LIU was catching 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
They lose by 7, 6, and they were in that game. So yeah, I don't want to back Coastal Carolina. I think they're even worse than Georgia Southern, although they have a little better record. But I don't want to bet UL Lafayette either, even though they'll get it done. I don't see an upset. But it's March.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I don't see much of an advantage offensively for Louisiana. Coastal doesn't foul, send you to the line. Louisiana fouls an obnoxious amount, 333rd in the country, while allowing 32.5% offensive rebounds too, which is 318th in the country. They're not letting you score on 3, but good thing for Coastal. That's not what they like to do. So I don't think Louisiana is going to force enough turnovers to actually run away with this one. They foul too much. Coastal's pretty decent at getting the line, but they don't shoot free throws well. This game's ugly, but it does feel a little bit too much for Lafayette to cover here, especially in a desperate spot. I mean, if this is a 7-8 point game throughout the game, and it gets down late, you're going to need 3 possessions of fouling with if Coastal doesn't get buckets, 3 possessions of fouling if it's, like I said, 7 or 8, and then they got to hit their free throws. They're shooting 74% conference play, but that's still making 6 clutch free throws to get this cover if it's, within single digits almost. So I want nothing to do with Louisiana lean taking Coastal here, but gross. No, thank you. Maybe an under, just because both offenses.
Maybe an under. They're waiting. They're waiting a little bit. I love these little. You're waiting in the tunnel unders. We haven't had these in a while. You're waiting in the tunnel for the game to get over. You got dead legs. You're standing around.
Yep. Oh, these are neutral courts, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Sunbelt is.
Dang. Yeah. This one, give me the under 149. It does feel a little tough or a little much, but I mean, neutral court. It's going to be an early game. I mean, it's not like either team plays with obnoxious pace, and neither offense is lights out either. So, yeah, give me the under in this game if I had to pick something. What's going on, Sports Better? Thanks for popping in here, dude. What are you looking forward to tomorrow, Sports? I know Tyler's he's with all of us. He's looking at some Horizon basketball too. That's going to be personally my main entree tomorrow. I think that Green Bay Milwaukee game is going to be fucking fantastic outside of the Power 5 games. But yeah, let us know what you're looking forward to. Next game, day game in the afternoon, Valparaiso and Belmont. Belmont's laying 14, or it's down to 13.5 now. But still they're laying a significant amount in this one. Over under is 154.
I don't love the Belmont team, but I don't know, the Beacons or whatever the hell they call themselves. The Beacons, former Crusaders.
Belmont or Valparaiso Beacons. Yep.
The Beacons, yeah.
The Beacons.
They covered last against. They won't. I'm not betting this. I'm not betting the Belmont. I just said I don't like Belmont at all. There's a lot of just like long lines tomorrow that I don't love. That makes me want to just take these bad teams, but I don't trust Valpo to take them enough. I'd rather trust the other long dogs, Coastal and Georgia Southern even. So
yeah. I mean, if you're looking at this, Valparaiso is just disgusting. 315th effective field goal, 357th at getting to the line offensively. So they're not shooting any free throws. They're 296 and grabbing offensive boards, 45% shooting inside, 337th. Belmont's offense is elite 3-point. They're shooting 37.5%, but somehow Valparaiso is only giving up 29% from 3-point land. Total points, they're allowing 36%. So I feel like Belmont's probably just going to light them up from 3. But this is a neutral court game, so could take some getting used to the rims and whatnot early. But 154, man. I mean, both these teams do play fast as hell, so there's going to be a bunch of possessions. But man, Valparaiso doesn't get to the line. They can't shoot for shit. They don't rebound. I mean, look at this. Defensively, 31%. They're 267th in the country, allowing offensive rebounds too. Belmont doesn't rebound at all. 352nd in the country offensively. So I don't know. It's going to be a disgusting game, but I don't think Valparaiso's offense is going to be much help, and I think Belmont's eventually going to work through that defense. I would probably take – I think I'll take Belmont in this one. They've looked really good lately too. They've won 7 of their last 8.
First half maybe too. I know you don't love the first half.
First half with those neutral courts kind of scare me because it's like, what if they have to figure it out yet? That's why first half unders are so profitable too.
And they're staying. They may be in the tunnel, man. They may be in the tunnel waiting around, dead knees.
And I mean, look at this, Valparaiso. They just came off an Illinois State win. Other Northern Iowa was a 14-point loss, 12-point loss, 19, 12, 19, 19 again, 40, 1 point, 11, 11. Like they get crushed. They played Belmont. They lost by 19. And I believe they only played them. No, they played them twice and they lost by 9 at Belmont and then followed up by a 19-point drumming. They swept Illinois State. So they have Illinois State's number. But other than that, they beat Illinois Chicago January 20th. And then November 25th was their other win outside of the 2 Illinois State wins this year.
Which
They're
Southern
horrendous.
Illinois, pointing out Southern Illinois, they got a good draw with Illinois Chicago. I think that's a good draw for them.
That's
I mean Belmont obviously too with Valpo. But all right,
I would lean Belmont in this one. I don't know.
I won't bet it, but I'll take Belmont 13.5 with you. Screw it. I like it. I don't like it. Let's do it. I don't want to trust Valparaiso.
No.
They'll win outright. Then what we got?
I have nothing for that.
Stop.
I don't even want to talk about that game.
Dude, I'm not. Imagine laying 10.5 points with Pepperdine. That is sadistic, man. That is sadistic. And
you have to take the dog in this one if you're going to play it. But for the love of God, do not play the game.
Dude, I'm not betting Pacific. That's sociopathic.
Wait 30 minutes and play Texas State over Southern Mississippi if you absolutely must. Don't play this game.
I don't see a line on Texas State. What do we got?
Oh, I got you. We got Texas State.
Let's go, my man.
Man, I keep forgetting to put the favorites. Texas State is laying 1.5.
Oh, they're favorited. Southern Miss off the bye, even with Texas State playing overtime, and that fiasco of half court. Oh my God.
I think that was, if anything, more of a shot in the arm. I think that was a holy shit. Our season was over, and we just got a second chance. We're not fucking this up. Southern Miss, do you really trust Southern Miss at all in this one? It's kind of weird that they're catching 1.5 points. I'm not gonna lie.
Off a bye too. I mean they
beat Texas State by 4 at home and lost by 5 on the road. Now this is a neutral. They're coming in losers of 3 of their last 4 and 4 of their last 6.
And this team lost to Louisiana Monroe. That team is awful. Can't believe I backed them.
Lost by 9 at home.
And they beat Louisiana. I mean, they beat Louisiana. That was a good win for them at home, but then they lose to Louisiana. Yeah. I mean, I think Texas State's the play.
They're 1-5 in their last 6 road games too.
This is a conference too, where like all the records are like kind of like scrunched together, you know. So it's not really.
According to VSiN, it opened up at 1.5 on DraftKings. Texas State. Now it's pick'em.
So it's moving back. People are going to bet Southern Miss. Maybe go to.
Yeah, it's catching all the money and majority of bets, but 46% of bets, 14% of money on Texas State. Again, this is just VSiN. These are DraftKings. These are all different. These all vary from book.
What's up with Cabello? What's his status? Is he even?
I haven't honestly heard from that guy since. Do you remember when he showed up courtside with the fucking suit and shit and the fucking first baseman glasses?
Yeah, little pimp suit. It was awesome.
Yeah. What happened to that guy ever since? I honestly haven't. Like, he used to just be a staple in. Southern Miss went 6-0 in a run before Curbelo tied the game, February 28th. So he's active. He's here. Has it mattered? Absolutely not. Actually, when did he come back? Let me look at this. Curbelo. When did he come back? And
this
when did they slump in these fucking games?
This game's going to be a gross offensive game. I mean, it'll change because it'll definitely change just due to it being a conference tournament. I mean, randomly, these kids are going to be playing hard, but this is on paper an absolute slugfest knockout. So Andrew Cabello scored,
all right,
averaging 13.9.
He didn't play their first game at Texas State where they lost by 5. The first game back was the Texas State game. They won by 4. They were 2-3 with him back. And without him, he left the 11th. So they were 3-1, 3-4, 4-5. They went 5-5 without him. So I mean, kind of like a wash. But they're 2-3 with him. 2 losses to South Alabama. They did beat Texas State though, but I don't care. Give me Texas State. I think that last game was just like a shot in the arm, just like holy shit, our season was over and we were just gifted a second chance, a second life. So give me Texas State here. This is a borderline lock for me.
Yeah,
I like it. I think they're going to be juiced up, and they played on this court already.
And Texas State's covered in their last 4 out of 5. Southern Miss 1-3 straight up. This is when you take teams that are playing well right now. You don't. It's not necessarily a record or seeding that matters. So, yeah, I'll be with you. Let's go, Danny. I'll be at Arch Madness trying to get the Salukis to Friday. Not so sure they beat UIC in the third close game. It will be a close game. UIC always fights. They always are a slugfest too, snail pace kind of offense. But yeah, Danny, go send us a pick, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's always a good time. Arch Madness is on the bucket list, you could say. I hear nothing but great things about it, so it sounds like something we got to get to at some point. And yeah, I mean, like we talked about earlier, Xavier Johnson, he's elite. So anytime you're betting on Xavier Johnson, it's always a good bet. So let's maybe they can do it. We'll see. Next game, Canisius Fairfield, little MAAC action over under Fairfield laying 8.5. Canisius 146 with the total.
You're sick.
Fair high. Wow, you don't love some MAAC? I know it's not Friday, or Sunday, but shit.
Dude, I'll say this is the one conference that I'm not good at. I feel like I'm good at most conferences, we SWAC, but dude, yeah, no MAC. I mean, I don't know. We were right that one Friday. We were balling that one Friday. I just don't like betting these teams. But Fairfield's a solid team. As some say, the best team in Connecticut. Some people that we love say that. Some are saying. So, yeah. I mean, lay to 8? I don't know.
I mean, last time these two
played. What is it, senior night for these kids? How many seniors they got?
For Fairfield, this is their senior night, and I have a little theory that senior night kind of throws off the rhythm and flow of everything pregame. You're so used to doing something, and then you gotta stop, go to center court, talk, get your jersey, and the family comes on, everything. I think it kind of throws guys off a little bit for the most part. So maybe a Canisius first half. Fairfield, they've been playing good. Canisius has been playing good lately too. They're winners. They're 4 of their last 6 they've won. They got crushed by Marist though, so that'll be their closest comparison to Fairfield here. Fairfield's been rolling, but they too just lost to Marist, but 3-point road loss. So coming home, last home game. I could see them playing hard here, but I have that theory with the senior day. Fairfield offense, they shouldn't have a problem here. But where this game is going to be won and lost, the 3-point line. You're looking at Fairfield's offense, 39.3% of their points come from 3-point land. Canisius gives up 27.4. Canisius gets crushed inside, and Fairfield doesn't go inside. They don't grab offensive rebounds. They don't crash the defensive glass. So if Canisius can tighten down on 3-point land here, I think they got a chance. I mean, if you look at this last game, it was a 25-point blowout. Fairfield was 10 of 20 from 3 versus 3 of 20 for Canisius. So Canisius fired him up. Fairfield defended, and Canisius didn't. So if it repeats, it's going to be a long night for Canisius. But I think they got a chance to cover this game. I think it's a little bit of a revenge factor here, and they'll control the glass, so they'll get second chance opportunities. Not to mention they, I'm looking at the wrong. Fairfield forces the turnovers, but the glass it goes big time to Fairfield or Canisius. Number one, 34.1% of offensive possessions they're getting second chances on. So give me Canisius with the points in this one. Have not bet it yet, or I probably won't, but you never know.
I'll just, for the record, I won't bet this, but I'll take Fairfield just to battle you here, since we've kind of been cuddling up with each other in our bets. So yeah, give me Fairfield on the battle. I love battling on the MAC. We did that a couple times last Friday. So I think it was pretty even. We or 2 Fridays ago, we were pretty even with each other on our battles. So, but yeah, I'll go the Stags high and mighty. Let's go Stags.
Let's go. Hawaii time. Let's hit this over.
Oh shit, are they on right now?
They're going through introductions right now. Next game.
What is it? Not Flow Hoops. They're
ESPN
on
Plus.
Oh, they are on ESPN Plus.
Yep, Hawaii's on ESPN Plus this year.
YouTube TV's got like some chant. It's like Stadium. They sometimes show Hawaii.
Oh, really? It's there. I mean, on the top right, it's a Spectrum Sports channel, but ESPN gets the stream for it. See all the Hawaii commercials and shit. So it's a good time.
As it should.
Yeah, looks nice in Hawaii right now. Next game, little Horizon action. Cleveland State at Youngstown State, laying 9.5. Over under is 151. Now this is this one not listed? Yep, it's not. Well, I mean it's listed, but not on covers yet. So I will head over to KenPom here. Youngstown, yeah, Youngstown's laying 10. And it's at Youngstown, the home and home site. So Youngstown, like we had talked about, they kind of looked a little shaky. 14-point win against Mercy, 12-point win against Noah Reynolds' Green Bay, 4-point OT win against Milwaukee. They swept Milwaukee actually both in overtime. That's a little fun fact. But lost to Fort Wayne, Green Bay by 1. That was the game Noah Reynolds was announced out just literally before tip-off. They were 10-point dogs, and they won outright. And then Cleveland State, they lost to last game by 8. So these two teams have split this year, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, they split. Cleveland State won at home by 25 earlier and then lost on the road by 8. Now they're going to rematch here at Youngstown, where they got dismantled the first time. So do you have anything? Otherwise, just kind of looking at the stats. On paper, this should be a Youngstown blowout, but
yeah, I kind of like Youngstown here. This is one I didn't really get to look at, to be honest, but this is one like I said earlier on the show, I think it's Youngstown. I think it's right. I think it's PFW and Green Bay. You maybe think Northern Kentucky too. I mean, that's a solid play that 4-5 can go anywhere. So, no, I think they should get it done. It's not my favorite bet on the board just because they haven't been pulling away as much at home as they should, and they've kind of blown some leads. But yeah, I think this line, I think you can honestly wait a little bit here. I think it goes down in Cleveland State's favor, to be honest. I think it opened at 10. It's going to keep going down probably to like 8. I don't see 7. So you probably get Youngstown State at a better number tomorrow. But yeah, I think this is one they should do it. Win by 10 or 11. It's going to be a sweat.
Yep. Cleveland
foul game pulls them away late. So,
and looking at Youngstown, I mean, Cleveland State won their 305th in the country, sending teams to the line, bottom in the conference. But Youngstown, 78.5% at the line. They don't turn the ball over. They're grabbing boards on 36% of offensive possessions. Cleveland State's allowing offensive possessions on 20 or 35% of possessions. The one thing Cleveland State does really well is not give the ball up. They don't give away turnovers, but they can't shoot. Their free throws are sub 70%. They're not getting to the line. I think it's going to be a long day for Cleveland State here. I mean, they like to play a little bit of tempo and pace, and they just don't. They just don't put up a ton of points here. I mean, 75, 61, 73, 73. and 81 against Youngstown with all those possessions. 68, 72, 71. They're not a huge offensive team. So I think Youngstown, no matter what, even if they start slow, they'll figure it out. I mean, their last 2 games has not been normal. You can tell they kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit. Noah Reynolds list Green Bay, they put up 71. Detroit Mercy, they only put up 69. But if you look in those games, they held Detroit to 55, Green Bay to 59. An overtime game against Milwaukee, they held them to 67 in regulation. They lost to Cleveland State again, 81. So, I mean, their defense is showing up. I think the offense is going to have a better chance tomorrow against this Cleveland State team that fouls. They don't play defense, and they don't keep teams off the glass.
This is Youngstown's last home game until they head to Indiana Farmers Coliseum if they're graced to get the win. Like I've mentioned before, Youngstown State, their home gym is serious. This place will be jumping. It's not a safe environment for Cleveland State here. So it's a tough place to play. It's like those like hockey arcade game rinks that you like pull this lever and stuff like that. It's like playing in one of those, man. It's tough. So
they've got an upper deck too. Like it's just kind of like a track
like
or whatever up top.
Yep. Little Indiana high school gym.
Like a YMCA kind of, yeah.
Dude, yeah. So I think that's always an added advantage. And Youngstown is a team that they probably should have made the tournament last year. They had the better team last year than they did this year.
Yeah.
They've kept some pieces. They've lost some pieces, but go Penguins.
Absolutely. Yeah. They who was the guy they had last year? Cohill. Dwayne Cohill. He was a monster.
Fun to watch, man.
Yeah, they were electric. They played with energy and passion, and they were fiery all the time. Yeah. Lean Youngstown in this one. I might actually bet this one. I like the spot for Youngstown. Last home game, get a team that doesn't play defense, fouls a lot, doesn't crash glass, can't shoot. I think it'll probably be an under in Youngstown cover. Probably like a 70, 78, like 64, something like that. I think it'll probably be lower scoring for Cleveland State, and Youngstown should get what they want. Yeah. Man, we need Cleveland to score some buckets here. That one's wet. Nope, rim. 4 points through 3.5 minutes. All right, no problem, boys. Just working off the rust. Next game we got Evansville at Illinois State. Evansville is catching 3. Over under is 136.5. Let's see if this one's up here. Of course, they don't have this one listed. All right, Evansville. Evansville's coming in losers of 7 straight. They lost to Illinois State by 7 on the road. They beat them by 4 at home. They did beat Bradley. So they beat Bradley 73-70, and then since then they have not won a game. They got pounded by Drake by fucking 49 points. So I mean, this team is kind of like this team is up and down. Like I remember non-con, I was all over this team. I was betting them like crazy. They were cashing. I remember really well that Cincinnati game. I had them plus 19.5. They were lead and money line. They were leading that game, I think, with like into the second half. They had a lead. That game ended. They ended up losing by 19. Like that, they damn near blew that game because they couldn't score anything. And that's when I cut ties with it. Their magic had wore off, and they dropped a bunch of games. They had a 4-game stretch, but winning stretch. But other since then, they've won 5 games since December 20th. So the conference hit them, and they've
remember when this team beat Kentucky? Remember when this team beat like Evansville, and then they beat Kentucky in that like a few years ago, and then their coach like was hooking up with a cheerleader or something?
I don't remember this. No.
Yeah, that was a wild season for Evansville, and then they brought back like Todd Licklider. He used to coach at Purdue.
Licklider, I remember that name. All-time name.
Coached at Iowa. Yeah, Todd Licklider. Yeah, kind of an OG, but yeah, this Evansville team definitely built back their program that kind of took that blunder after their big high from beating Kentucky. Illinois State's pace doesn't want me to take the over, but Evansville's hit this 8 out of the last 10. It's over. So
Yeah.
it makes me just want to take the over. And I haven't taken a total yet. I've only taken sides, really. So I'll give out an over on that. The problem is it's just Illinois State.
Neither team are good here. Illinois State plays extremely slow. Evansville likes to play with some tempo. I mean, Evansville, they live behind the 3-point line. Illinois State, if they are giving up open shots and Evansville's feeling themselves, they're going to win this game. But if they're not getting 3-pointers, they're not doing shit. I mean, this team doesn't grab rebounds. 354th in the country grabbing offensive rebounds. They're the 69th tallest team in the country. Versus this will be 336th tallest Illinois State. They're going to have about 2 inches average on the players here. I mean, they should be able to grab rebounds here, and just at least based off of having the extra 2 inches with their vertical, you should be able to grab more rebounds and keep the possession going or kill possessions. They're great at grabbing defensive rebounds, but they don't crash the glass. They're going to need to crash a glass and win that if they're not hitting the 3 balls. And if they can't do one or the other, they're fucked. They're going to get run out the gym. And it'll be Illinois State favored for a reason. But I kind of think the total's low to where Evansville's not going to be doing either of those things. I feel like Illinois State knows how to defeat Evansville. Don't let them shoot threes. Evansville, they don't like to crash. Why would that change tomorrow? Both are elite defensive rebounding teams, not giving second chance points. 51st in the country for Illinois State, 46th in the country for Evansville. I think it's going to be a nasty game. I think it'll be an under. So it looks like we're battling here. I may fire on this, considering Illinois State likes to this is at Illinois State, correct? Nope, this is neutral. Perfect, even better. Yes. I keep forgetting them. Yeah, we're 3 different conferences.
There won't be many fans for Evansville and Illinois State as compared to other schools in this tournament.
No, I was big hashtag respect Purple Aces basketball at the beginning of the year. Since that Cincinnati game, I've wanted nothing to do with them, and thank God I got off at the right fucking time. Like, that was probably my most profitable team of the year, solely because of the non-con.
They were scoring like 200 points a game. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, 248 actually. They were going off. They were scoring nuts. But no, I think that's going to be very slow, very defensive, very try to find your shot. Not to mention neutral court, different sight lines, the rims. It's going to be nasty. I'm going to write this one down. This one's probably the play I've liked the most today. Probably this under right here, under 136.
Oh, I'm going to battle you. Let's go.
I haven't locked it yet, but
I mean,
you want to battle me. I feel like
I'll lean battle you. I mean, it's in my notebook. I have the over written down, and because what I do, not that anyone gives a shit, but I just write down every game. I put my eye test, and then I overthink it, or I just say I love it and end up betting it. And I don't tweet out every bet that I make, but the ones I tweet out are the ones I really, really like. So this is one I just want to take. I don't know. It's tough for me to take unders in conference play as much as I love taking unders, as you know, but
yeah,
in conference tournament play, just due to the foul game. I don't know, man. When it gets to if it's in the 40s and 50s, it could easily well be with Illinois State's type of offense. So, but yeah, we can battle on that with our leans there.
Let's do it. Contemplating just grabbing an over 130 in this fucking Hawaii game now. It's been a brick fest. At some point, these shots got to fall. Whatever. Actually, no.
Yeah, I got it on Spectrum Sports Lives. I love their Missouri. They look like Mississippi Valley State jerseys, kind of.
Yeah, I had to do a double take. Yeah, no, this.
Those are nice.
And they're getting shots, but damn, these guys are just bricking shit, everything.
And the defense is really aggressive right now. Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know it's just the freaking outline of the islands on their jersey. Did you see that? No,
Oh yeah. Huh.
those are fresh.
Interesting.
I don't
Yeah, they
know.
do look, but they do have Mississippi Valley State vibes. So
Those are better than the one time North Carolina and Duke played and they just put their logos on the front of their jersey. That was the worst. I hated
that
it.
era sucked. But
The
what doesn't suck
shirt, the shirt
is
era.
this
Well, what doesn't suck? Next game,
IPFW at Oakland.
IPFW.
Oakland is laying 3. Yep. Yes, sir. This is the game.
For Powers Hamburgers in Fort Wayne, Indiana. One of the best sliders I've ever had. Always.
always repping.
I'm always repping
wherever.
Powers Hamburgers in Fort
Powers.
Wayne. Would love for them to be our first sponsor. They wouldn't do it, but old family business. It's a little shack. So it's the true message and just of Fort Wayne. Just hardworking Indiana folk. Not saying Michigan and Detroit, Oakland area are not hardworking because they've been working hard this season. But sometimes when you build up a good resume, you're walking in all hot. There's someone that's spoiling you that's been there before, and that's IPFW. So I like IPFW to cover, absolutely. And I think they are live, as we talked about.
Yeah, just short and sweet. I think IPFW is the way. They're gonna play with some pace. They split the series 1-1, but Oakland just won the most recent one. Both of them are 5 of their last 6. So I mean they're both playing great ball right now. IPFW doesn't grab offensive rebounds or really keep teams off the glass. Where they strive is forcing turnovers, scoring in transition, shooting the 3 ball, which they're going to have a massive advantage with tomorrow. They shoot 37.4% from 3, which is 57th in the country, and they're shooting 55% inside. Now, Oakland defends inside very well. They've got what's dude's name? No. Oh, fuck, what is it? Conway and who's that other guy? Let me Trey Townsend. He's very fucking good. But Oakland's defense, 35% of opponents' points are coming from 3-point land. That's 46th most in the country. They're allowing 34.4% 3-point percentage in the country. And then once that goes into conference play, they're allowing 35.2 and 35.8% from 3. So both of these are going up. They're getting attacked there. Oakland doesn't foul much. IPFW does, but I think at some point just throw out the stats a little bit. I think IPFW, their offense is going to have a better chance to strive than Oakland. They've beaten them. Oakland just beat them last time. When did these two play? February 14th. So a little under a month ago, about 3 weeks ago, they played. And it was an 8-point win for Oakland. IPFW did have the lead late here. Can't see this, but it looks like in the 56th minute, they did have the lead and blew it. So, yeah, unfortunate, but I think IPFW probably gets this one done. Plus 130. This feels like a money line or nothing play.
I love it. Do you want to go and talk about the other Horizon League game?
The Green Bay one.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can real quick.
Northern Kentucky.
I think Wright State gets it done. What's the spread? Was it 4.5? 6.5?
Northern Kentucky game. Yep, I got it right here.
6.5. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Wright State does get it done. Don't think Northern Kentucky can hang with them, but that we can move on to the one that I think matters. I want to hear this Green Bay because we might have boots on the ground here for Mr. Stooley.
Hold on, you don't think Northern Kentucky can beat Wright State?
I mean, I think they can. I like Wright State.
Well, I mean, Wright State's fun. They score a shit ton of points, but Northern Kentucky slows you down. Like, where did they play?
I ain't slowing anything down tomorrow. No way. No way. This isn't. This isn't.
Well, they've.
This
I mean,
isn't
if you look at this,
Bruisewitz. This isn't Bruisewitz and Bohannon, Wisconsin back in the day. This is Northern Kentucky. I'm not hating on them. They're a good team. I will say they're a good team. And
yeah, I'll give you that.
but
Wright
Northern
State's elite,
Kentucky, they just
not
played.
elite, but
They just played each
exactly,
other.
exactly. And they February 4th they played NKU at home against Wright State, 7-point loss, 85-78. So Wright State got their points, but guess what? Northern Kentucky hung with them for the most part. And then I'm gonna guess free throws late push that up. And then the last game, March 2nd on Saturday, 94-88 at Wright State. They just played at Wright State. Now they're going back to Wright State, where it was just a 6-point loss. I don't know what that spread was because covers isn't up, but or it doesn't have the game listed right now. But they just played a 7 and a 6-point loss, and now Wright State's laying 7 points.
Dude,
Come on, man. I mean, they've obviously struggled to slow them down, but their offense has kept them running and in the game because Wright State does not play like any defense. I mean, NKU forces turnovers. They're less allowing teams less than 30% in conference play to shoot from three.
who shoots free throws better? Wright State.
Correct. I mean, 72% free throw is still respectable.
There's not really an advantage. There's not really an advantage on rebounding, but true shooting percentage.
Last spread was 6.5. Now it's 7 after they beat them by 7. They're just going to list it there.
I feel like this is one that maybe you can get a better line on Wright State live. I think you're right. I think Northern Kentucky stays in this game for most part, but I don't know. This is one I just think Wright State is just kind of the big brother, and Northern Kentucky comes in and realize, I know beating a team 3 times is tough. I never like betting on a team that does that, but I think this is one where Northern Kentucky realizes, I don't know if we got it in the bag, and they got to go back to Wright State again. It's like, oh, here we go again. I don't know. Maybe they'll be fired up, but yeah, I think this is one where you can probably get a better line on Wright State live versus laying the 7. Do I think they cover the 7? Yes, but
it probably comes down to free throws late. But I mean, it's tough to beat a team 3 times,
and they're going to see more. No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, this could be a spot, maybe a Northern Kentucky first half, just because they come out, they're like, we're not gonna be trailing to these guys. We can't play catch up with them. They have to play our game. Now these sports better. Do you happen to know what the total was for this game and potentially the last game that they played? I'm just curious that because they scored 182 points in this previous game, and total's 161.5. Now I know 161 is still a lot, but I mean, Wright State can give up points. It was 158.5. So thank you, Sports Better. You the man. So they open it up 3 points higher. So I mean, they're expecting points again. Maybe this is a repeat of last Saturday, and it comes down to just free throws late, back and forth. For the over and potentially the cover. So I don't know. I kind of lean under just because I don't think Northern Kentucky wants to play this kind of game. That's not their game. Running and gunning and scoring a shit ton of points. It's not their style. So I think they're going to try to slow it down a little bit. They can still score points. We've seen them do it 81, 90, 99, 80, 79, 80. I mean, they can do it, but they've also won games 58, 57. 74, 52.
Yeah, but this is Wright State, man. This is Wright
I know, but they've lost to him twice. So I think maybe they're going to want to try to come out and clamp and play with the lead this time instead of playing catch up the whole time.
I don't know if you can do that with Wright State, though, even with, I don't know, even with what's their defensive pace for Wright State? I mean,
Wright State, Northern Kentucky, 18.6, Wright State, 17.1. So 11th highest defensive rate for NKU, 6th highest for Wright State.
The only team that's been able to hold Wright State under 80 points pretty much, at least in the last few games, is Oakland. And Wright State lost by 14, only scoring 60, but they shot 5 from 28 from 3. And then Purdue Fort Wayne, they lost in overtime, 79-77, but they only scored 3 points in overtime. So they should have definitely eclipsed 80. Bad shooting performance there. I just don't see it, man. But yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be a good game, but
dude, these are all going to be great. It's going to be amazing, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one I like the live bet better. So maybe you're right with Northern Kentucky more so than being a pussyfooting around. So
yeah, I mean, I guess the live or the beginning of this game is going to kind of show you where it's going to go. I mean, if Northern Kentucky is getting the game slowed down and playing at their pace, they're definitely going to keep this close. They could maybe even win the game, especially with it's tough to beat a team 3 times. But if Wright State comes out and they're getting buckets, dude, don't call me crazy.
I'm going to fight you to death. They're not slowing it down. It just depends if Wright State shoots 5 from 28 from 3 or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
Which they can is very rare, but both teams have been hot offensively too lately. I mean,
but Horizon Leagues, man. I said it in January. The blind totals of overs, man, sometimes just works out. But of course, I never listened to my advice and shit. But yeah,
the way she goes.
Should we do the other Horizon League game?
Yes, let's.
You take it away, my good old cheese loving guy.
All right. Let me throw the banner up here. But we got Milwaukee is headed to Green Bay at the Crush Center. This is a big game for Green Bay. I don't remember the last time they hosted a playoff game. It might have been their last playoff run or March Madness tournament, which was I think about 20 years ago, roughly. So this is a big game. Noah Reynolds is back. I did see him making cuts and jumpers and grabbing rebounds on a video from a practice today, or not today. Whenever the practice was, it was recently. He's looking good. He's a top 30 offensive player in the country via KenPom offensive ratings. They can. This is just a big game. Lundy and Milwaukee have been playing great, but that game against Detroit Mercy scared the shit out of me. If I'm a Milwaukee backer, they couldn't get a stop at all. They let Jaden Stone and Jaden Stone and some other guy. Literally the only 2 offensive weapons that Detroit has, and
I just know Jaden
Stone like 52. The other guy went for like I think 20 some points. But they let them get whatever they wanted. Granted, Detroit was shooting hot, but they got whatever they wanted. Guards were getting downhill. Threes were getting shot. That's the definition of Green Bay basketball is Noah Reynolds or Clarence Cummings or somebody driving and looking for a kick out, a wide open 3. Green Bay lives and dies by the 3. Now Milwaukee, let me pull up their numbers. What is Milwaukee? They're allowing 34.4 on the year, 33.4 in conference play, 31% of points come from downtown. They split this series with Green Bay this year, I believe. They lost by 12 at Green Bay, and then they beat Green Bay last Saturday by 11 points. And then they followed that up by beating Detroit Mercy, who had them on the ropes and was leading that game late. They beat them by 4. Now they head back to Green Bay. Green Bay elite at taking teams second chance points away, and Milwaukee elite at getting second chance points. So this is going to be won and lost down low, grabbing rebounds. But if there's one thing I know about Sundance Wicks and this crew is he's not going to let them fiddle fuck around and allow all these second chance points and allow Milwaukee to do whatever they want. Milwaukee, they don't love it. They do get the 3, they get to the free throw line, but Green Bay shuts down the 3-point. They're going to force them inside, and Green Bay 41.5% of their points come from outside. They're shooting 36.3% from 3, 74% free throw. They don't crash the offensive glass, but they crash the defensive glass. So I think this is going to be a little nervy game for these guys. I mean, these are guys that haven't had success. Noah Reynolds, he played at Wyoming, so he's had I wouldn't say a ton of success they had last year, but he had some success. They played in the tournament. They played good ball a little bit, but nobody else here has any experience. A lot of D2 guys and walk-ons, and people who've gotten one scholarship offer, which was to Green Bay. So they haven't had success or anything. This might be a little nerve spot for them. Maybe they come out slow, trailing a little bit, but when Noah Reynolds is on the floor, they always have a chance. He loves driving downhill, drawing contact, kicking it out. Foster Wonders is that dude can fucking shoot the ball. Where's his 3-point percentage? Foster Wonders 40% from three. Eli Jones 54%. Granted, he doesn't. What are his 3 points for the year? 40. He's 42 of 60, or those are free throws. Might be 13 of 24. So he's not really shooting it. But Dave Douglas 39%. Noah Reynolds 37%. Preston Rudinger 36.5. I mean, these guys, the guys that shoot the ball are the guys that they make it. Then they have shooters everywhere. Like I said, Noah Reynolds likes to drive. Their center, Ridge Byrie, he can shoot 31.5, 32% from outside. So, he has the ability to step out and pull out Fields a little bit from down low, and maybe Green Bay can get some extra second chance points, or if Byrie's hitting to force Fields to step out. So a little much, but I think Green Bay wins this game overall. And I do have a 12-1 plus 1,200 future on Green Bay to win the Horizon. Put a 15th of a unit, so win about a unit and a half, roughly, give or take, if Green Bay gets done. So I will. I think I'm going to fire on this game too. I'm just debating if I want to play it live and see if that first half angle happens where they start a little slow and we can get +2 or +3, maybe some money, and then once they kind of settle down, Wicks will have them ready to roll. He's a fantastic coach, and this game means a lot for not only him but the team, and they know it means a lot to the city because they've been supporting him, and this has been one of the best Green Bay teams we've had in quite a long time. So I think Green Bay gets it done. They're not going to walk away tomorrow with a loss at home to an interstate rival in Milwaukee.
Do I dare fade you? No, I'm just messing. I can't do that. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add because you hit it spot on. Give me the Phoenix. I love them. I love what they embody. I need to see the Phoenix in Indianapolis.
Gotta go if they're there.
So the Phoenix too, they would, based on our predictions, Youngstown State. I don't know. Who do they get? Youngstown State. They would get Youngstown because PFW would go to Wright State. I don't think they reseed it. I don't know if they reseed in semifinals or not. That's the one I need to look into. But it would line up.
No, they PFW. Don't. They reseed when they go to Indianapolis for the neutral.
They do reseed again.
Well, I mean, after the first round, they reseed for the last home games, and then that's that.
That's what I thought. So yeah, they would match up against Youngstown then. That'd be fucking. That's fucking good game. Man, Wright State's they might have a walk too if they can get by these next two. It's anyone's ball game. So, all right. What else we got?
Looking at the Seattle and Abilene Christian game. Just caught my eye. Anytime Seattle plays, it always catches my eye to where I kind of look into them. They've been playing decent. Abilene Christian, though, riding a 6-game win streak. This isn't their final home game, but they did get embarrassed in Seattle by 23 points last time they played this year. Seattle is coming off of a loss at home, a 20-point loss to Arlington. So this is going to be both teams pissed off and have something to play for here. What was this the last time they played head to head? It was total was 140. It went under by 13 points. But if you look at Abilene Christian, 4 of 18 from 3, 17 of 68 inside. They were 17 of 68 inside. Like, that is horrendous. And they still put up 52 points. I think this game goes over. Both teams are coming in pissed off, got embarrassed in their last games. And for Abilene Christian, they got absolutely embarrassed by Seattle, and they didn't shoot for shit. I don't know how you got. I mean, they 17 of 68. They fired 68 field goals, and they only made 17. 14 of 19 from free throws. They only had 6 turnovers too. They weren't turning the ball over. They just could not fucking score. Seattle, 14 turnovers, 23 free throw attempts, 20 of 23, 9 of 19 from 3-point. And then, it looks like 14 of 25. Other than that from, or not 14, I'm sorry. 14 of 25 outside of 3-point land. So they shot lights out. I think Seattle still scores. I mean, they're coming off of an embarrassment. Otherwise, 84, 70, 66, 78, 77, 75. They can put up some points and they can give up some points. I mean, 82, 95, 65, 68, 82. They have the ability to give up points. So I think Abilene Christian has a better game. They go over. It's just a spot. I mean, you can't shoot that bad that you did last game. The game went under by 13 points. And now they're going to open it up 2 points higher. I think they're expecting points too. And people are going to see that this game went under by like 7-8 possessions. And so they're going to grab the under again. I don't think so. I think Abilene Christian scores.
I lean the over. I'm taking Seattle though. I like
-2 now.
Too. Oh really?
Yeah.
That's good. I'll take the money line. Fuck it, and scare me.
So, at this point of the year, like paying 120, 125 for a money line is smart at times. I mean, it can be a 1-point game late. So
yeah.
142.
I hate
betting totals.
My one conference play tonight was 1-0. Lemoyne -2.5.
I stared at that line. I'm so mad I didn't play that. What did Merrimack cover tonight? Do you know?
I don't know if they covered points. They won.
Okay. Yeah, I like I said, we were talking before the show. I kind of like a Merrimack NEC winner and parlaying that with somebody maybe. They're just on a mission.
They deserve it. They deserve it for sure.
I mean, look at what happened last year. They won it fair and square. They should have been playing Purdue, and FDU did it and got all the accolades and glory and everything else from beating Purdue. That should have been Merrimack. Granted, I'm not saying Merrimack would have won the game, but that should have been them against them. So they're on a mission to prove something. Sacred Heart lost tonight too, didn't they?
Yeah, Sacred Heart lost to Wagner by 7. Or no,
so
6.
That leaves Central Connecticut. And the fact that Merrimack was favored in this conference tournament.
I don't think Central Connecticut's that impressive.
No, they weren't even favored. They're number 1 in the
they
conference.
Should have lost. They should have lost. I watched that game tonight. They should have lost to St. Francis.
Perfect. Yeah, I think
NEC front row. That shit is awful.
Hey, at least it's free, and they're they're giving it to us. They're not putting it behind Flow Hoops or some bullshit like this.
Yeah, I'll give you that, but yeah, it's still fucking terrible though.
Yeah. Just gonna make sure I didn't miss any big. Yeah, we got a lot of mid-major tomorrow. There's a couple P5s. Going down here, we did miss 2 games. Marist was at Quinnipiac. I know you're not a big fan of the MAAC, but this will be a good game. This will be a really good game.
Aqueduct. I'm going Quinnipiac. Square bet. I love me a square bet.
Normally it's Marist on the road. You don't back them, but I mean they've won 4 of their last 5 road games. St. Peter's elite defensively. They lost 60-69. They did beat Fairfield 58-55. They followed it up by losing to Iona. So they already fell flat on their face after that. Head to head, did they play this year? Yep, Quinnipiac won by 11 at Marist, so they get a chance to go and get revenge. This is Quinnipiac's last home game, so this is their senior nights before heading to St. Peter's. Let me see what the conference standings look like here. St. Peter's is 12-6. Fairfield is 13-5. So, or Quinnipiac's 13-5. Fairfield's 12-6 also. So these games are ultra huge, and this is an absolute must-win spot for Marist. Like we said, normally, or like I said, is normally you don't back them on the road, but if you look at this, lost at St. Peter's by 9, but beat Manhattan by 7, Rider by 15, Siena by 16. So they're dispatching the teams they're supposed to. Canisius, a 9-point win. They're not keeping games close. They're winning by 3+ possessions in all of these games. Quinnipiac winner. They're 2-4 in their last 6. They beat Siena, and then they beat Iona at Iona. But it looks like, Iona shot 37% that game and 56% from the line. So they couldn't hit shit at all, and they didn't even turn it over much. They just couldn't hit anything. So Quinnipiac kind of got lucky there. Granted, it was an 18-point win, so I mean you can lucky to an extent, but when a team shoots 37% and you shoot 50%, very good chance that the other team is not going to hang in that game whatsoever. So, and I believe that was a revenge spot for Quinnipiac. If I am correct. Nope, it wasn't a revenge spot, but still, it was a 4-point game originally in the first game, and then it ended up being a 18-point drumming due to poor shooting. But I'm going to actually lead Marist in this one. Just means a whole lot more for them. Quinnipiac's kind of got the pressure at home. You're holding the conference. It's up to you to not fuck it up, and you're in your best spot. So I think Marist will keep it close. For looking at the numbers here, let me pull these up.
I'm gonna take Quinnipiac.
Yeah.
I mean, on the lean there. I mean, I'm not going to most likely bet this game. Just bet other conferences, but yeah, I think they get it. I think they get it done at home.
I mean, if Marist 3's falling, it's going to be a good day. They're shooting 36%, and Quinnipiac's allowing 36% from 3. Quinnipiac shooting 34% from 3. Marist allowing 32%. Marist defense is really good. They can slow them down. Quinnipiac likes to play fast. Marist likes to play slow. So if this is another NKU Wright State and whoever game, I think if Marist can get them slowed down, this is going to be a tough spot for Quinnipiac. They don't like to be slowed down at all. If you look at against slower teams, they lost to Niagara. St. Peter's, they lost to Fairfield. That was a high-scoring game. Niagara, they scored 66 against. So when they get slowed down, they can kind of be a little bit of a problem. And that, again, I think they're going to have pressure on them. So like SportsCenter said, he's on the under. I like that. I really don't like totals. For some reason, totals aren't my thing. I'll play them occasionally. I'm looking at one tomorrow, but I don't hate that under. It's going to be a slower game. I think Marist gets their style, and that the number's reflective of it. 136. That's a low total.
Yeah, I like that. Even with Quinnipiac.
Muted. Next one, Rutgers at Wisconsin. Senior night, Tyler Wall for the Badgers. Not really sure that's going to matter. They fucking suck. Rutgers is without Mawat Meg, though. I'm not sure if he'll be back. I don't know what the reason he didn't play last game was, but he was not in the game. So we'll see what happens there. But Wisconsin should not be laying 9.5 to anybody right now. They're 1-10 against the spread. They haven't covered a spread since January 26th. They've laid 8.5 against Michigan, didn't cover that. They've laid 9 against Ohio State, didn't cover that. Laid 7.5 against Maryland, didn't cover that. That Purdue game was closer than I thought, but after that, they've been almost non-competitive in most of these games. 7-point loss, 4-point at IU. You beat Maryland by 4 at home. Lost to Iowa. You beat Ohio State before they fired Holtman and went on the run. You went to Rutgers, you lost by 22. Granted, the REC is a very tough place to play at. Michigan, you lost by 4. Nebraska, I mean, they've been non-competitive. Give me Rutgers with the points. I don't give a shit if Mag plays or not. This is not a team that you should be laying points with. I would almost feel uncomfortable if they're laying a point too. If it was a pick 'em, I don't even know. They fucking suck. Granted, Rutgers is not playing much better, but they've won, 5 of their last 10. They are 1-4 in their last 5, so they've struggled. But Wisconsin is 3-7 straight up, and 1-9 ATS, 8-2 the over. They're not playing defense at all. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, Rutgers hits the road, 56 in Nebraska, 68 at Purdue, 70 at Minnesota, 56 at Maryland, and then 69 at Michigan. They can put up around 70 points, but Wisconsin's just playing negative defense everywhere. So Rutgers 9.5. Don't overthink it. This reminds me of the Northwestern Michigan State spot tonight. The line to me felt, I'm glad I did not play this game and grabbed it live. Them laying 9.5 initially for Michigan State felt like Langboard wasn't going to play, and that they were just trying to get as much Northwestern money as they could before it was announced out.
Yep.
No, just Michigan State's not a good team. They keep fooling people with these numbers. At least me. They keep trying to fool me a little bit. And this Wisconsin team's the exact same thing as Michigan State, except Michigan State's better. So I will take the defensive team, low total, 132. This is going to be disgusting. This will probably be played in the mid 120s at the highest. Both teams will barely break over 60 if they do. So lean under, but give me Rutgers 9.5. This is far too many points for Bucky to be laying.
Yeah. I can agree with you there. I think the under is my play. It's going to be a team total under for Rutgers, or these games will be gross too. But I don't trust Wisconsin.
No, as you should not.
To lay the spread, so I'll take the under there and just hope for a shitty game. So
here we go. Just filthy, but 9.5, far too many points to be laying with this shitty team. Not Coppin State. Fuck that game. Scrolling down. St. Peter's Rider. This is another MAAC game for you. Tight one.
Why are we talking about this game when we got Pac-12 games?
That one's literally right after this.
Rider, I'm going Rider on this one though. I think Rider's the hot hand right now on the short. And they're playing lights out.
I think St. Peter's has got. Are we battling again? I mean, both have won their last 5 or 6 games.
There's so many games to bet on tomorrow. I'm not betting Mac, but I'll battle you. I'll battle you on Rider. Let's go.
In St. Peter's, 89-57, 69-60, 70-65, 59-53, 75-53. Lost 64-62, lost 53-60. They're not allowing teams to score, home or road. They're not allowing teams to score. If you look at Rider, 65-61, 71-61, 88-78, 78-75, 104-62, 61-57. They're playing great defense too. 62-77 loss. They got blown out. But in this streak that both are running on, their defense is fucking elite. So I kind of like the under in this one. Let me see what the total was prior when they played. but I kind of like this under. I mean, both are playing lights out defense. Under was 132.5 last game, and it did go under 62-57. So it was it went under by about 13 points. And this is same situation as Seattle. This opened up 2.5, 3 points higher. So I'm not going to touch this one then because I like the under, but I don't like that they opened it up higher. And if you look at the previous games, these totals between these guys, 132 under, 125 went over, finished at 132, 133, 143, what was that 50, 107 points, 109, 135. So these they kind of play around this number or lower. So I would lean under, but I don't like that it opened up. A whole possession or two higher from the last game when it went under by 13 points. And neither of these teams are like to play like incredibly fast. Like it's not like they're dying to play run and gun basketball. You look at St. Peter's 18.7 offense, 17.4 Rider offense, 17.8 for Rider defense, 17.6 for St. Peter's. It's going to be a nasty, scruggy game, I think. But again, don't like that it opened up higher. Here we go. Colorado at Oregon. Here's your Pac-12.
Give me the over.
150.5.
I like it. I don't trust Oregon, man. But do I trust Colorado on the road? I trust Colorado on the road. So yeah, I think the points here are going to be the play. But if I had to pick a side, I'd take Oregon just on the home team and Dana Altman versus Colorado's road stretch. So I'm taking the home team, I guess. But
Dante got hurt last game.
Points more too.
Let me look at what happened to N'Faly Dante because he got hurt last game. Or maybe I don't know if it was last game against Arizona. He got hurt. N'Faly Dante. How do you even spell this dude's name? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, no E. Got it.
N'Faly Dante.
N'Faly Dante. Latest. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything on his injury other than when he left the game last. So, I don't know. We'll find out. But he's kind of a big piece. But I don't trust Colorado on the road. I mean, this is a 2-7 team on the road. They don't play like great on the road. Their elevation is what really helps them. At home, their efficiency is like great, but I mean they've been playing great, but 10-point win against Stanford was not great. 10-point win against Cal was not great. They did blow out Utah by 24 points. Those three are at home. Now they're hitting the road. They've gone home 3 straight. Now they're hitting the road. Oregon is off of that 20-point home drumming against Arizona. They've got Colorado. Then they'll have Utah on deck at home also. But what was they lost by 16 at Colorado earlier. Now they're laying 2.5 at home. Kind of feels telling. I mean, Colorado can't hit the road and win. They've done it all year. They just suck. Oregon plays best at home. They've had a couple of hiccups.
Damn court. Damn court too. Yeah. I think Oregon gets it done with the home team. And
we're gonna lock this up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oregon minus 2.5.
Even though I think Colorado is the better team a little bit, but I don't trust them at home. And Colorado,
on paper, 100%.
But Colorado's also won 4 in a row, and something stinky about this game. So Oregon's got to get this dub too.
3 straight home games. So if we're looking at Colorado offense, I mean, on paper this should be a Colorado smash spot. There's no way this should be catching points, but this is just a spot for Oregon. You're at home. Colorado thrives on the home elevation bonus, so this ain't gonna happen here. Dana Altman in February. Well, we're in March, so It's about time for him to start kicking it up into gear and make a little pointless run to save his job.
Yep. I think he might be just calling it quits. Like as in.
Yeah, he might be. He's getting older than people think. I think he's got to be like 60s or 70s.
Oh yeah, he is. Just say I've done my duties and be happy with it. Get a retirement party.
Yep. The next Pac-12 game we can just touch on real quick. Washington at Washington State. Washington State is Wazoo is laying 6.5 at home here. Interstate rivalry, so maybe we get a little bit of extra juice out of Washington here. But Wazoo is a team don't really want to be fading. I mean, they're hot, especially at home too. They kind of fuck up teams. I believe they just lost though to. Nope, that was my brain sucks. That Arizona State game was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they just beat UCLA by 12. USC was a 3-point home win. So this is their last home game. This is their last Pac-12 home game. Very last. I think they fuck up Washington. Washington is not elite in my book. I mean, I had heard Mulcahy enter the portal from Rutgers, and Rutgers didn't want him back, so he was kind of forced to go to Washington. I don't think he's really been wanting to be here or wanted to be in this program. Like Sports Better said, they're trying to win the Pac-12. They've been fucking. They're 1 game back or half a game back out of Arizona, 14-5. They do hold the tiebreaker over Arizona too, because they beat them. I think they did they beat them twice. So if Arizona stumbles, they're completely out of it. If Washington State stumbles, they're fucked. So if Washington State wins, from my understanding, if they win out, they win the Pac-12, because they have the head-to-head against Arizona. Well, Arizona's 14-5, so they're technically, is that a half game up? So I don't know. My brain's not working.
I just know that Washington State's definitely trying to win this game, and I think they win it for sure. And no, Washington State would definitely win the tiebreaker. So
yeah. When they did play in Seattle, this was a 3-point overtime win for Wazoo.
Shavir Wheeler sucks. Shavir Wheeler sucks.
He does. There's a reason he left Kentucky. You don't leave Kentucky.
I always root for Washington State in the Apple Cup, so go Washington State. I've been rooting for them all season. Been backing them a couple games, so go Washington State, baby.
Yeah, I'm trying to find these splits here. A lot of people think 86% of bets, 92% of money right now on VSiN are on Wazoo, but it is moving. It's up to 6.5 after it opened 6, so it's at least the money's kind of getting respected to move right now. But it's been sitting there for a while. Little scary. Probably don't want to grab this extremely high, but this does feel like a game that Washington State, they're leading by 4 or 5 late, then we enter the foul game. Just desperation mode from Washington, but at the same time, this is a Washington State team that this is the final home Pac-12 game they're ever going to have. They're going to fuck up Washington.
Tupac next, Pac-2. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I love that angle. Forget the statistician. I love that angle. Go Washington.
Yeah, I mean, the public wins too. So I will be nervous if this line starts to move back, but at 6.5 here, feels like you got to buy it at this point, because I'm not sure if I'd want to play 7.5, because like I said, if this is a 4 or a 5-point game late, you get the foul game, and you can get 2 or 3 possessions maybe of getting fouled out of desperation before they just say fuck it and lose by 9-10 points after they can't score. So give me Washington State here. Arizona UCLA. Arizona's laying 8.5. You have anything in that? I don't normally bet Arizona games, especially on the road, but
I'm not betting that. I'd rather bet the other 2 Pac-12 games than this one. I don't trust I'm not putting my money on UCLA, and I don't want to put money on Arizona to cover a spread late when Caleb Love's got the ball in his hands up late.
Yeah, that's who this whole thing revolves around. Yeah, and like he said, Arizona controls their own destiny. I know UCLA plays slow and defensive, but this was a one possession game, right? Let me pull this up. This was a one possession game yesterday, or not yesterday, earlier this year, because wasn't it? Yeah, 77-71. That game was late, and then it was the foul game. It was very tight in Arizona. UCLA's defense got them. That's where they were rolling. But ever since that game, they've kind of been a little wishy-washy. Oh no, that was holy shit. That was January 20th. So they are losers of 4 straight. They're 6-4 in the 10 since that. So, and in those 10, they've gone over a lot. 6-4 to the over for UCLA. I would lean UCLA in the points in this one, just because it was so close, and Arizona's not as good on the road. But like you said, I'm not betting this game either.
Yeah, no bet.
Anything for Arizona USC? I got nothing for that.
No, that game deserves to just be burned at the stake. But I imagine I cannot lay 8.5 with USC. No way. No fucking way.
No. Same thing with Cal, Stanford. Cal's catching 4 at Stanford. I can't lay points with Stanford. They've looked bad. And Spencer Jones was out last game. I'm not sure if he'll be back. Not sure his injury status. So
this one's a live bet spot for me. I think Stanford. You can get Stanford at plus money at some point. I like that sports better. If you had to take something, I think that's pretty. I think that's a good call. Game ends like
Isaiah Collier's
78 to 70, 78, 72. So something like that maybe.
And Isaiah Collier just loves to drive and get contact. I won't forget that game a couple games ago. He literally put USC into the double bonus himself in the second half by drawing 11 fouls.
That's a good call. Yeah, I love that sports better. I might have to tail that.
Yeah. 144 I'm seeing flat. So and then live spot for Stanford for you, Eileen Cal in that one. I think their guards are going to be too much, and Spencer Jones isn't playing. They can only do so much. I mean, we've seen Cal come back from a 20-point deficit, and I don't think Stanford is what they were earlier in this year when they were kind of covering games and making them feisty. So lean Cal here, and I think that 155 total is telling you that there's going to be buckets in this one, and I trust Cal to score a lot versus Stanford. I know Stanford put up 100 on Arizona, but Arizona was playing some sloppy, I don't give a fuck defense, Kentucky style at that point, which is tightened up a little bit.
Yeah. And then the last game of the night that we'll talk about, maybe Corvallis, Oregon State. Are they live?
I think we're gonna see I think there's a storm brewing in Corvallis tomorrow. I mean, who in the fuck is Utah to be laying 6.5 points? This is yet again another disrespectful line for the Beavs in Corvallis in their final Pac-12 game. You know what? I don't even. But what's weird is both of these are fucking. Where did that?
They're the last Pac-12 game, home game for
Oregon. They're both 6.5.
But they're playing
both
Utah.
Spreads are 6.5.
Utah's like barely a Pac-12 in my opinion, even though they've been in there for like 10, 12 years now. But Oregon State.
Man. This is Oregon State's game. Like I said,
this is one where I'm going to be
both of these are 6.5.
I'm going to be mainly betting my conference tournament games, and then it gets to 11 o'clock, like this Hawaii game at 1 a.m. and that's why I'm betting this game. But I think Oregon State's my play. Fuck, they're so bad, but their season's cooked, man. Right? They're not making the tournament.
At 18-10, definitely not with some of their losses. They're 2-7 straight up and ATS on the road. 4-6 ATS in the last 10.
This team was ranked in the top 5 seed in March Madness at one point. They're kind of like similar to Wisconsin in conference play. I don't trust Utah to lay 6.5, so I would take Oregon State plus 6.5. So. And
Utah's the 5th tallest team in the country. Luckily, Oregon State 25th. They've got height too that they can counter. But what Utah doesn't have that Oregon State has is a Jordan Pope who can just go nuclear and light it up. I mean, 22 points, 30, 23, 10, 11, 19, 12, 14, 14, 19, 31, 21, 29, 20, 20. Like, this dude has been going nuclear in conference play here. I mean, shit, I should see what he averages in conference play, but these are his conference games: 20 points, 20 points, 29, 21, 7, 10, 31, 19, 14, 14, 12, 19, 11, 10, 23, 30, 22. He's hitting his hot groove again where he's just scoring fucking buckets. Who on Utah is going to be slowing this guy down? I mean, Utah's defense, they don't force turnovers. They're allowing 3-pointers. They're allowing shit inside. They're not crashing the defensive glass. Granted, Oregon State's not crashing offensive, and on paper this should be an ugly game, but Oregon State can score, and they're pissed off, and they're underappreciated all the time. They're 7-3 ATS in their last 10.
Remember when they made the Sweet 16? That was so wild. The fuck?
Honestly, if this team like hits another one of those weird runs, they could make a run in the Pac-12. They've beaten some of these teams too. They're 11-5 at home versus a 2-7 road team. Is it weird that they're catching points? A little bit, but I mean, look at this. Holy shit.
It's not weird. They're catching
93% of bets. All right, it's updated. 91% of bets Utah, 82% of money on Utah. Nobody wants Oregon State here.
Let's just go sharp and then wait for that line to maybe jump.
Let's see if it jumps. It might not move at all, but dude, what about a farewell Pac-12 parlay? Washington State and Oregon State.
Let's do that, and then I was gonna give a parlay before I go to bed because I am about to pass out in my chair.
Yeah,
but
sorry, dude. I kept you.
No, you're good. I just woke up way too early this morning for work, but I get to sleep in tomorrow, so I'm trying to be not be a pussy about it, and I want to talk hoops because guess what? How many episodes do we have left? 2 weeks left, 3-4 weeks left.
Say about 20-ish.
I'm not taking
We're
these days
trying to go daily. Shout out Sports Better for hanging around. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, Sports Better. You're the guy. Love your stuff on Twitter, man, and appreciate you. Appreciate following you and getting to know you this year for sure. So, yeah, man, I think this is it's kind of sad and bittersweet, glass half empty for me right now when I realize, oh my gosh, we have all these games, but then it goes so quick and it's been a hell of a season, but definitely not our last. I'm ready to do it again next year come October.
Oh, yeah.
And do our preseason little layover and then talk maybe even do a little off-season transfer portal discussion too. So since that's always a freaking circus. But I was thinking maybe a little Horizon League money line parlay too of our picks.
All right, what do you got?
PFW is the plus money. Wright
Yep.
State money line, Youngstown, and then just take chalk rest of the way. But PFW gets it done. Or if you, on the other hand, want to do yours, if you think Northern Kentucky can get it done, that's even a way.
Well, what's your favorite Horizon play tomorrow?
Mine, Green Bay or PFW.
Mine's Green Bay. All right, Green Bay IPFW.
I kind of want to do them all.
Money line. All right, yeah, we can do them.
Let me see the chalk on that though. That's kind of heavy chalk.
The farewell Pac-12 parlay pays out plus 273. Washington State minus 6.5 and Oregon State plus 6.5.
Fuck it, man.
Spicy. Put in the money line for Oregon State. That bumps it up to plus 564.
Twitter. I got 40 units on Twitter, but probably only like 20 in real life since the amount I bet all the time. But that's just how it goes. Let me put up this parlay, and I want to do a couple more. And Friday is going to be another banger slate, man. We don't have a shortage of games for quite a while. I am away on work in Portland for a few days next week, which is sad. But I will be watching games, and in between them, I'll be doing the podcast. So let's see, Youngstown. What else should we do? Like an Arch Madness parlay too. Wright State gets you to -1. That's chalk. So there's the chalk. PFW is only plus 130, man. I'm telling you, man. They're going to get it done, maybe.
Yeah, I got them. I don't have them right now.
Shout out T-Mac, too. What's the other? Oh, yeah, Green Bay's probably not till 8 or 9, right?
Yeah, that's the 8 o'clock game.
Plus 584 for my Horizon League picks. Youngstown State, Wright State, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Green Bay. Green Bay's pick 'em, so it's not too bad.
I got Green Bay -1 over here.
If you take Trevor's lean of Northern Kentucky, I didn't say he gets it done. He said cover. So I don't want to take you away.
I think they win because I think we get a triple.
If you add Northern Kentucky to that, that's a plus 16.77. Basically 17-1.
Not too shabby. There's a little 17-1 to hit entering the weekend on Thursday.
You go for the 17-1. I'll go for the 5. We'll see who makes more money tomorrow. I bet we'll
see if I'll parlay it. I might do the farewell Pac-12 parlay just because I love both spots for both of those.
No, I took that already. I'm just trying to find some more too because we got some conference tournaments and stuff too. I don't like the March Madness or the Arch Madness games, although I think
because they're too random and just crazy.
Well, I like the better games, but Murray State drilled them last time, but I think Missouri State gets it done like we talked about. But there's not enough games to parlay. I don't want to parlay the 2 games. I don't want to parlay Belmont and Valpo. Fuck that.
Yeah, no. But Belmont probably smashed them.
Yeah, man, that was good stuff tonight, and I'm like I said, just trying not to take these games for granted, man. We got a few weeks left, and then we got the big one coming up here soon too.
Absolutely. Yeah, that week leading up, we'll probably do breakdowns of each bracket and whatnot. I mean, even that Sunday night, probably. I'm assuming we'll probably go live maybe that afternoon as it's getting released and go from there. But we'll figure it out. We'll be live. And, we'll plenty of games, best time of the year. And go from there to baseball or whatever Huff does in the summer. What's your summer sport?
I'll be randomly tailing baseball bets, tennis, and I'm actually not bad at tennis, but pretty good at racing few bets. But the markets are kind of tough, so I'm in more like fantasy stuff with racing. But I normally take a break, go breathe the air, maybe sweat a bet every once in a while, and then prepare for NFL, college football, and college basketball. My 3 best, I would say, which college basketball being the best. So,
I love MLB. Last year was my second year fully capping it, and it went nicely. Hit some futures too.
A couple of your tweets and stuff, and shout out Adam Rosenberg and
shout out Adam.
Good people, man, and it's fun tailing the bets. And I played baseball, but not really competitively. So I love baseball, but do I watch every game like I do college basketball mainly? No, I don't. So, but I do like catching some baseball games every once in a while, which is nice. And going to the big game, I think that's one of the best sports to go see live. It's amazing.
You don't have to be fully invested, but you can still be there and know what's going on.
Yeah, and it's just something about the ballpark, man. It's outside, good ballpark.
Milwaukee's not. It's fucking. Sometimes you catch the roof open, which is nice, but
I wanted to go to Miller.
Miller's
I've been to Cubs. I've been to Detroit. I've been to Cincinnati. I've been to
Cincy,
St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Braves, old stadium. I'm trying to think of Baltimore Orioles, White Sox.
Ooh, that's a sweet stadium.
The next one I want to go to is PNC, though, in Pittsburgh.
That's not too far from you.
No, not far at all. And I've heard really good things about it, too. So
yeah.
But yeah, baseball season's coming up. Check out race. I might drop some racing stuff on Twitter, and this is like the end of like the top sports. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
still love finding the good stuff in the summer too. And yeah, I'm excited to see your baseball stuff. And what do you think of my Cubs, man, this year? Do they have a chance, or are they kind of overhyped?
Well, you got my manager, Craig Counsell, up and left us for Chicago. So, I mean, paid him a good bag. Good for him. I mean, lost Stroman. Bellinger got re-signed. Marmol. Or not Marmol. What the fuck?
Are you thinking of Carlos Marmol back?
No, the mushroom guy, Morel, Chris Morel. He came right out and was ripping dingers again, and
spring. They get on base, man. Cubs get on base. That's how good teams win. Get on base.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it'll be Cubs. I think there's no way the Cardinals are as bad as they were last year either. So,
I don't think it'll be a battle. I think the Cardinals will be like 78 and 80. 84. Yeah,
they made a little run and had people nervous last year. Then I don't, but they obviously they flared out.
I never want to count out the Cardinals either.
No, you can't. They're just, like I said, they were dog shit. Then they just kind of cranked it up for a little bit last year, and you're like, oh, is this it? And then they flared out. So I don't think they're going to follow up their worst.
You think the Reds are going to be pretty good?
Man, I like that. I think the NC outside of the Brewers. I mean, the Brewers will be the Brewers. We'll see how the new management and everything else pays off. We lost Corbin Burns. There's rumors of Willie Adames getting traded, so we'll see what happens there. But Reds retaining all that young talent,
and they got young talent. Yeah.
Yep. Hunter Lodolo coming back, or Hunter Lodolo. Lodolo and Hunter Green will be back. Yeah.
Hunter Green K is always a fun bet.
He's adding pitches too, so his arsenal is not going to be fastballs and fucking
and Ellie. You got Ellie, man.
Ellie's electric factory. Yeah. I got in on him right when there was rumors of him getting called up.
I got a bet with my buddy that the Cubs finish higher though than the Reds in the Central. Just with my buddy, just straight up, since he's a Reds fan. So
yeah, we'll see. The Reds got a lot of young talent, and
dude, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it. I just did it for my pride more than anything. It's nothing like crazy. It's not a big bet, but one of those pride bets with your buddy,
Word. I feel.
But yeah, college basketball. Love the sport. Love you guys. Love March Madness. Thanks everyone for tuning in. So
yeah, we
always
will
chopping up with you, Trev.
Absolutely. We'll be live tomorrow to go over that little Saturday slate, Friday slate. But how many games are there on Saturday? Oh, Saturday looks very light. 62 games.
Right now, they're not all.
That's true. Conference tournaments, but it'll still be lighter than normal. There'll probably be
it'll be lighter than normal, a little more spaced out, not so crazy. Friday, we'll have some more games too. So,
absolutely, yep. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Probably what same time you thinking?
Yeah, probably.
Yep. So about 10:30ish Eastern. Give or take, maybe 10:45. We'll tweet out with a better time, but it won't be too far off from today. But we'll go over tomorrow's slate. 15 games. We'll just go over every game, and there will be more tournament games also.
Probably get more people on Saturday morning, assuming that's kind of like the usual normal lately. So yeah, the usual Saturday morning. So.
Yep, we'll have the usual suspects here. Probably be Nick, Cuff, Rob. I'm assuming is in unless he has something going on. Maybe we'll see if T-Mac wants to hop in. If not, maybe Adam or Overdue Sports, see if he wants to hop on too. But regardless, we'll have a panel. It'll be good. You'll get a bunch of different opinions, and it'll be rocking, just like the Saturday shows happen.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thanks guys. We appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe. I keep forgetting that. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you guys could. That'd be great. But we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow night to go over the Friday slate.
Peace.